Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fluffy Armchair Admiral and this is another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. So, we have our next patient already in the garage and he's awaiting our attention. So, without any further ado, let's crack on and let's have a look what hurts this bad boy. Okay, so here we are, next to our lovely bus. No, it's not our patient. Here's our patient. Yeah, it's totally not a mini. Totally, yeah. Right, so what that is Griffin Tyro. At least that's how it's called in the game. So, what hurts this bad boy? Issues to fix. Wow, a lot of issues, mostly related to engine problems. We got some rubber bushings to fix. We're gonna change those. We got brake pads, pretty standard job. And we got some parts that we don't know of. Ooh, yes. If I remember correctly, and my memory is terrible, I probably mentioned in previous episodes that as long as you progress through story missions, you will eventually encounter jobs that have parts not discovered. You will have to research and find out what kind of parts needs replacing or fixing. So that's gonna be our today's job. That is perfect introduction to this task, I'd say. So it's gonna be interesting. So let's read the description. Hi, my name is Joanna. I was referred here by my neighbor. He is a car dealer. I hear that your repair shop has been up and running since quite recently. But you look like a promising mechanic. It is almost annual service time. My body doesn't seem to have any problems. Well, I doubt. But I'll leave that for you to decide. Please change the oil filters and fill the missing fluids. I haven't had time for that recently. John mentioned that there was tapping in the camshaft. I don't know what that meant. Perhaps it will make more sense to you. Please take care of my baby. Yeah, sure, we will take good care of that little fellow. What other tasks we got? We have to change the oil. Well, we will have to drain it anyway. And obviously, as a standard, refill or change fluids. Okay, perfect. So let's crack on with this. Where should we start? We might actually start from the engine side. Do we? That's a good question. Let's open the engine bay. Well, the engine looks new. But as we know from the description, it is not. Okay, okay. The idea is let's lift the car and let's check those brakes. Oh yes. Okay, we'll start from this side. Okay, brake caliper looks alright. Ooh, but just look at that brake pads. Yeah, those are definitely in need to be changed. And that brake disc, yeah, it's not so good. So let's see. Yeah, they don't look so good. Brake pads. Okay, we got 3 of them to replace. And brake disc ventilated. Okay. So we've just discovered 2 of 4 parts that we need to find out about. Okay, that tells a lot of the story. So let's take care of that. Let's find out what hurts that wheel. Ooh, I can already see that brake disc also needs some attention. So let's get that done. Okay, brake caliper, another brake pad, and brake disc ventilated. Okay, the rest looks alright. Perfect. Another standard tire. And I can already see some rust on the brake pads. So let's take them out. Brake disc looks okay. So I'm not gonna touch it. Perfect. And the last tire. Ooh, this one looks pretty okay. But let's inspect that. Okay, yeah. Ooh, something is rusty. Probably the brake pad. Yeah. Okay, okay. But brake disc looks okay, so I'm not gonna do any job with it as well. Okay, okay. So we got our first parts. Let's have a look to our inventory. I assume this brake pad, that brake disc ventilated, another brake pad. Yeah, that is definitely to be replaced. We're gonna replace that brake disc, and yeah, those pads are in need to be replaced as well. Okay, so we got our first shopping list. So let's buy the relevant parts. So we got 4 brake pads and 2 brake discs ventilated that we need to change. At least that's what I assume. Let's check. Yes, all 4 brake pads are to be changed. Brake disc ventilated. Perfect. So that was a good spot. And we've discovered all parts. Okay, that's good. So the brakes were a problem indeed. Right. So let's get that done. So we need 4 of those. And 2 of those. Perfect. Let's put that back together. Or do we? Yeah, perhaps before we do any job with this, let's inspect rubber bushings. Because 4 of them are in need to be replaced. And, ooh, this one, yeah, this one looks pretty bad. So I assume, yes, that's one of the 4 ones that we need to replace. Let's inspect this one. Yeah, this one also doesn't look so good. So let's take that out. Okay. There should be... yeah, there is another one. But this one looks alright. Let's take it out. Yeah, it is at 76%, so let's put it back in. Okay. Perfect. And there is the last one. And this one also looks pretty okay. Just to have a look. Yeah. 79%. So there's no need to change this one. Okay. So we found 2 out of 4 bushings that needs replacing. There are at least 4 more in this area. But, ooh, I can already see that this bushing... yeah, this bushing definitely needs replacing. There we go, 14%. there is another one in here. Ooh, this one looks pretty bad as well. So I assume those are the ones that requires our attention. Yeah, they are all below 15%. So I would change them. So let's add 4 of them into our list. We don't need brake discs anymore. We need those rubber bushings. So let's buy 4 of them. Perfect. Let's quit that. And now we can put suspension parts back together. So let's install the part. Before we put the wheel on, let's install those bushings. Perfect. Now let's move to this wheel. Let's put the brake disc in. Brand new brake pads. And the brake caliper. And which one should we use? It doesn't really matter. Let's use this one. Perfect. Okay. And rim. Okay, 80%. Sounds good. Okay, that's one wheel done. Let's install this one. Brake disc. Brake pads. Brake caliper. Yeah, sounds good to me. And standard tire. Perfect. Okay, that's 2 wheels done, 2 more to go. Again, let's start from the bushing. Perfect. And another bushing. Put on. Perfect. Right, let's change that screen. It's gonna be much easier. Brake pads. And caliper. And finally, let's install the wheel. Okay, we got one last wheel to sort out. Brand new brake pads. Perfect. Okay, so that's the wheels done. Now, we're gonna be digging into the engine. So it is wise to get rid of the oil first. Let's get that sorted. Okay, that's the oil sorted. Let's return that. Right. Right. Where should we start? Well, obviously, the best way to dig throughout entire engine would be to remove the engine. Sadly, we can't do that. We don't have necessary tools just yet. So we will have to dig through that as we work. Ooh, that's gonna take a while, is it? Yeah, let's take that ignition coil. In fact, let's take all 4 of them. And as we did that, I think, yeah, this one needs replacing. So we will add things to shopping list as we go. Spark plug. Ooh, this one is pretty bad. This one is alright. Yeah, that's another one that requires replacement. And this one is alright. So, again, 2 spark plugs are getting onto our shopping list. Right, what next? There are multiple problems. Wrong menu. There we go. We need a belt tensioner. That's part of the engine. Cam gear. Ooh, that's on the bottom of the engine. Camshaft. Again, bottom of the engine. Idler roller A. It's somewhere on the side. Oil filter. Yeah, we need to access that from the bottom. Serpentine belt. And 2 spark plugs. Okay. So, where should we start? We should start in here. Let's take this timing cover. Do we? No. We need to take this idler first. Serpentine belt. Okay, that looks alright. And crankshaft pulley. There we go. Now we can take out timing cover, although yeah, this thing is in our way. I have to admit that our mechanic is very nimble to take that out. Ooh, look at that rust. Okay, so we got belt tensioner. We need to take that out first to be able to remove the belt. We got this roller, but yeah, belt goes first. There we go. Okay, that's roller out, and that's cam gear. Perfect. Right, let's check the inventory. So we need that on our shopping list. Idler, serpentine belt, and belt tensioner. Okay, those are 4 things that we need to replace. Perfect, let's go back. Let's check the status. So we got belt tensioner, we got cam gear, we don't have camshaft yet. We got idler roller, perfect. And we got that serpentine belt A. So we need to collect camshaft and cam gear. No, cam gear is already in. Okay. So, camshaft is in fact in here, is it? Yeah. It's not yet this part of the job where we have to go to the very bottom of the engine. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's a camshaft. Ooh, but it's attached from both sides. So timing cover has to come out. Perfect. And we need to take timing chain. No, cam gear. There we go. Now it's timing chain. And now we can work on camshaft. We won't be able to just remove it. We need to remove those caps. Should be 4 of them. So let's take them out. Okay. And camshaft cap. Perfect. And now we can remove camshaft itself. Okay, that is sorted. Let's get into inventory. Let's put that into our shopping list. That should be everything, is it? Oh no, not exactly. Right, ignition coil. It's not in here. And we got only 1 of them. Was it only 1 of them? My goodness me. I think there were 2. No. There's only one ignition coil and 2 spark plugs. Okay. Perfect. So, we can't get that and we can't get that from this shop. But we can get cam gear. So let's get that sorted. And that's the one. Idler roller. We also need only one of that. Serpentine belt. There we go. Belt tensioner. Perfect. And camshaft. Ooh, that's an expensive part. Okay. Now let's head on to electronics shop so that we can buy ignition coil and 2 spark plugs. Those are dirt cheap. Perfect. Let's close that. Let's get back to main menu. We also need oil filter. I already know that. So let's search for it. Okay. I think that's gonna be I4. Same as every single one of them. But since there are more models, let's... Yeah, oil filter I4. Perfect. So let's get that one. Okay, let's put this bad boy back together. So, engine. Let's mount the parts. Let's put the camshaft in. And the caps. Perfect. It doesn't really matter which one goes where, as long as they are in good condition. Okay, and the last one. Come on. There we go. We can in fact put the cover on. But let's put this bit back together. Cam gear. There we go. And timing cover. Okay, engine head cover. Perfect. And now we got a choice. We can put spark plugs back in. Why not? Let's put all of them in. Okay, ignition coil. Yeah, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Perfect. That is sorted. Let's get onto this side. So cam gear. That's something that we need. Idler roller. Okay, serpentine belt. Yeah. Thankfully the game is guiding us a little bit. Otherwise I would be probably struggling quite a lot. I'm not an engine specialist, but it's really fun regardless. Okay. Crankshaft pulley. Yeah. You can go back here. Serpentine belt B. And final idler roller. Okay. So it looks like most of the engine problems have been sorted. Let's finish off. With oil filter. Where is it? Where is oil filter? There we go. Yeah. Okay, let's install a new oil filter. Yeah, this one wasn't that bad. It was at 65%, but since the customer wants it, there is no need to actually not do it. It's extra money at the end of the day. Let's put that back down. Okay. Now, engine is fixed. We can refill the oil and it should work. However, our job states that we also need to change power steering, coolant and brake fluid, as well as refill windshield washer fluid. So that can just be refilled. We don't need to drain it. As for the rest ones, we will first have to drain them. Okay, this one is nice and full. As for this one, we can use additional tool, drain tool, and use it on the cap. There we go. That's one. That's two. Now let's get back to this screen. Brake servo. Ooh, this one is located pretty badly. Let's drain it. Okay. And now we can just refill them. Oh, my bad. There we go. Yeah. Remember when I said it's pretty poorly located? You can't actually adjust the camera on this screen, so you have to rely on how you feel about the liquid. Okay. I think... yeah, that should be enough. Is it? Yeah, perfectly at max. So you need to watch how the bottle acts. When the bottle is not fully tilted, just wait for one level to refill and you should be perfectly at the max. That's a good tip for everyone, isn't it? Okay, so that's one liquid. Coolant. You can just fill that in. There we go. Perfect. And finally, power steering. Okay. Nicely done. Okay. So the last thing to refill is oil. We drained it. So we have to pour some more. And again, watch how the bottle acts. As you hold the button, the bottle will be a little bit less tilted. Give it like 2 to 5 seconds. And that should be enough. We can always inspect that by using oil dipstick. Yeah, we're almost at the max. That's a fairly good level. We could eventually try and fill it to the max, but if you overfill it, you will have to drain the oil. And you don't want that. So if it's at correct level, it's better to not touch it. Right, so that job should be finished. Okay, fluid sorted, oil sorted, and the main job sorted. So let's put that bad boy on the ground. You actually don't have to do that, but well, for immersion purposes, we can finish that order. And there we go. That gave us quite nice boost of money. And we are now on level 3. So it's time to look at our toolbox. Okay, so if you look through the skills that you can buy, it's kind of obvious what you want to go for. At least if you want to get as much money as you can from every job. So definitely you want some discount on the new parts, especially if you are at the very beginning of the game. That might be a wise choice. Why is that? Well, it's very simple. At this moment, you have no ability to repair parts, so you can't save money. So the best way to save money is to get some discounts, because you are buying a lot of parts. So that 5% is going to increase your incomes by 5. And that applies to everything. Every single part you buy is going to be 5% discounted. It might not sound like a lot when you buy a spark plug, which will give you effectively 1 credit of a discount. But when you buy parts like ABS pump or ABS module that costs way over like 900 credits, you will see that 5% discount is effectively around 50. And that eventually stays in your pocket. That allows you to make some mistakes and eventually upgrade your garage a little bit quicker. So yeah, in the long run, it's gonna pay back. So we may actually unlock that skill. Another skill that you would like to take, and that's an investment for the future, is Renovator. Again, this allows you to actually fix some parts. Obviously, we don't have facilities to do so, but the more points you will be able to invest before you get those facilities, the more parts you will be able to restore. As an example, I'll give you previously mentioned ABS pump and ABS module. Those parts require Renovator at level 4. So that's quite large investment. You need 10 points to effectively reach that level. You need 2 points for second row, 3 points for third, and consecutively up to 6 points to be able to fix everything. So yeah, it's worth to invest in that column. Same as investing in this column, where you can get discounts on everything that you do. Obviously you need level 3 to get 10% discounts at the shop, which is already massive discount for many parts, at least. What is that? Gives you ability to expect value of a car. That's very interesting, and that's very useful when you buy a car from a junkyard or any other place. Unfortunately, it will take some time before I will visit those places, but it's worth investing. Anyway, even if you invest in something silly that you don't actually need, you can always reset that. However, that carries a cost, and I believe that cost will increase along with my level. Yeah, so for each point that you have to reset, you pay 1,000 credits. So imagine you've already spent like 50 points. Ooh, 50 grand to reset your progress. Yeah, that's gonna set you back, is it? So in my opinion, the best skills to take are Renovator skills and saving skills. The rest, yeah, that's not needed. You don't need to run faster. You don't need to screw faster. You don't need to have strong arms in particular. And Eagle Eye, if that would increase the amount of parts that you can examine or increase the quality of examination, then yeah, probably that would be very useful. However, time saving by a fraction of a second is, yeah, that leaves a lot to be desired. Anyway, that was my skills, and I guess I'm ready. I'm ready for the next job. But that will have to wait until the next episode. Right, so that was the second episode of Car Mechanic Simulator. I know it wasn't the most exciting one. We are very early in the game, so you won't get all those shiny bits that the game has to offer, and the game has to offer much, much more. Eventually, at some point, we will be working on our very own car that we will try to restore from absolute rust bucket piece of junk into a fully working vehicle that we can actually sell and make money out of. But that will have to wait. It will definitely take some time. You could already figure out the way that I'm gonna play this this particular save game. I will try to invest into part restoration so that we can fix the parts that we take out of the broken car and eventually make as much money out of our jobs as possible. Because the more you can make out of those jobs, the more you will make, or the faster you will make that money. Right now we have to invest over a half of what's the job worth into replacement parts. So that's not a good idea. The best idea is to invest as little as possible, fix the car that you want to fix with the minimum effort, and gain all the money, because the job will pay you exactly the same whether you will install a part at 100% or a part at the very minimum condition. And yes, some would say, hey, but if I'm going to car mechanic, I expect him to fix my car in full. Well, yeah, if you pay for that, that's perfectly fine. However, customers usually pay for specific conditions. So as you can see, well, no, you can't see that. But many jobs require various different conditions. Some jobs will require you to install parts of, let's say, 52% condition, 61% condition or something. So that's what your customer is actually paying you for. Your customer is not paying you for extra job unless you agree with him. So don't do extra job if you don't have to. That's my advice for Car Mechanic Simulator. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave it a like and, well, subscribe if you are new to the channel. You might also consider to join my Discord server. Link is in the description down below the video. And, well, I hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.